Hi, my name is Antonis and I'm the iconographer in this video. Today you will see me painting the first steps of the face of Saint Marina, and I want to focus on this video on how to paint the underneath painting before proplasmos, painting the proplasmos, and then painting the grapsimata, the facial features on top of the base color that we call proplasmos. This is the Byzantine way of painting, and of course the medieval way of painting in Italy and Central Europe. Here you see me that I'm using, of course, egg tempera, like the traditional medium to paint an icon, and I'm painting these the facial features of Saint Marina on top of white gesso. Now, before painting the proplasmos, with a very thin color, just by using black and I'm thinning this black down with my egg tempera solution. I want to paint this underpainting to explore a little bit the shapes of light on her face, how I will paint the lights later on. And I want to give this just flat white area some sense of volume. So it's not very, I'm not very meticulous here. I'm just using color as if I was painting as if I was painting watercolor, and just a little bit to block the brightness of the gesso in some areas from one part. This is the purpose. And another person is for me to familiarize myself with these shapes with light that I will paint later on. I proceed by gradually darkening the face of Saint Marina. And as I say, I don't worry at this point to give her a beautiful expression or anything like that. I just want to see the contrast between light and shadow and see these shapes materialize on my gesso. Because I will paint the proplasmos on top of this underpainting, I want my facial features to be dark enough at this point, like the upper part of the eye, where the nose begins and ends, the mouth, etc. Since I don't want to lose completely my drawing underneath. So now that I'm ready to proceed with painting her face, I will apply first this thin layer of yellowy color above my black, my grayish underpainting. This is the first way to unify the white gesso and to have a very warm, bright color shining underneath the proplasmos that will follow in a little bit. Of course, there are many ways to approach and to paint an icon. I believe that and what I have learned by studying the old icons is that the painters knew how to paint. Of course, iconography is not naturalistic painting, but it's a translation to the Byzantine language of the natural world. And I've noticed that the old iconographers didn't just paint a layer of proplasmos, the base color, and then a layer of grapsimata, and then a layer of the lights, and that's that. They approached iconography in a more painting way, in the sense that they used a combination of controlled gestures and painterly, more free gestures in order to achieve the result of an icon that is very powerful in its purpose to invite the viewer to pray and to emit this spiritual atmosphere. So here, after the painting this yellowy color, I paint one more layer of thin proplasmos, let's say, color, this brownish greenish color, and now one more layer of painting the facial features with black color, in order to not lose them in a little bit, where I will apply a slightly thicker layer of proplasmos. So for this proplasmos color, I've used a little bit of black, a little bit of cadmium yellow. This already gives me a beautiful brownish, greenish color that is very suitable for proplasmos. And if I want, I can add a little bit of iron oxide red. Here you see me, of course, the underneath layers are completely dry. This is easy with egg tempera. And now you see me applying one more layer, and see how nicely I can see the facial features underneath. It's okay if I don't see them perfectly, that's fine. I will I will find them. I mean, I will meticulously paint it later on, and see how there is this. Um, it's not a smooth proplasmos here, but you can say that it's painted almost sloppy. Unfortunately, at this point, the video is slightly off focus, but I've decided to include this video even if it is slightly off focus, because uh, more than seeing exactly what I'm doing, it's very important to understand the way of thinking. Here I'm starting painting these grapsimata, and I want to spend a lot of time on this step. It's very important. I have observed many icons in person, but not only icons, also some classical, let's say, paintings from the old masters. And what I've noticed is that big part of the painting game, let's say, takes place in low when we paint within a narrow range of values. Like here, I paint on the lower values, dark values. I don't add any lights. So if I manage within this narrow range of values to create some sense of volume, then my icon will be visually pleasing, visually rich, etc.
Hi, I'm Antonis, and I'm proud to present you my online course in iconography, Paint an Icon with Me. This course will help you become a better iconographer, and it will help you be more confident when talking and presenting your artwork. It will make you understand in depth the studio practices of a professional iconographer like me, and you will get accustomed to what great iconography looks like. So learn in a simple and organized way everything you need about the materials, mediums, and techniques in order to make a beautiful icon. Paint with me the icon of Christ and learn how to paint better any icon you wish. I will see you at the studio.
Also, I don't have tutorial on painting the lights for this icon. You will find this tutorial on my Patreon page. And but also when I paint the lights, I'll try to move within a small range of darker values. Hopefully this makes sense. If it's okay if it's not, I want you to keep from this process how much time I spend painting the facial features, and then blending them with my proplasmos a little bit. It's not it's not that I just paint a line for the eyes, for the eyebrows, and that's that, I'm finished. I will approach it a little bit more painterly, and I will try to I will try to blend and smoothen things. Now, I understand that the word painterly can be a red flag for many iconographers, but this is just the confusion. I don't mean naturalistic painting, but I mean a painting act where I don't just mechanistically, as a robot, paint step 1, step 2, step 3, but I am actively observing the evolution of the process, the evolution of how the image appears before my eyes, and I try to by painting to make it visually nice, and to finally create and paint an icon that completes its purpose to help the viewer pray and concentrate on the spiritual world. So don't be afraid of the word painting. It doesn't refer to naturalistic painting, but it refers to this, as I say, active process of sometimes going back and forth, of observing and blending and identifying iconography as truly a painting process, and not just as a mechanistic application of steps that we learned in a lesson. So this is what I want you to see here, how much attention I pay on this step. It's very, very important, and I don't want everything to be completely 100% defined at this step. It's okay if some things are not as clear or not as perfect. Anyway, I want to really thank you for being here. If you want to find more, you can check my course, or you can find so much more on my page on Patreon. Thank you so much for being here. I do hope, please write me in the comments if this video was of interest to you, if you find some interesting ideas here, and I will soon see you with another video. Here you can see the final result. It's a little bit high in contrast, this, but you can have an idea of what was the final result. Bye.